Hello everyone and welcome to today's session of Charcha B School Feet. I am Koikot, the LSM program. So in this episode, we are going to talk about a unique and relatively new program at I am Koikot, the LSM Liberal Studies and Management program. So this program often raises a lot of curiosity and questions among aspirants, like how it's different from traditional MBA, who it meant for, and what kind of opportunities it leads to. To all of this, we have with us students from I am Kovicod LSM batch, Ishika and Harshita. Welcome both of you who will share their real experiences from inside the program. So let's begin with I'll welcome both of you to join us this with the sessions and providing all those insights to the students. So
Yeah,
to
thank
begin,
you.
I would like to we want to start with with your introduction prior to joining I am Koikod. Like what is your background before joining I am Koikod LSM program?
Should I start or Harshita, would you like to take it?
Take it up, I'll follow you.
Yeah. So, before joining IMK, I had done BSc actually. I have done BSc triple majors with botany, zoology, and biochemistry from St. Joseph's University in Bangalore. And I don't have any work experience, but to make sure that I was on the right path, I had done a few internships in marketing as well as in search engine optimization. So that will be a little bit about my background. Apart from that, as of my profile, it's a 988 profile, just because this can help. And I'm a general non-engineer female. Apart from that, I think a lot of things that led me to here was my initial interest in this course, and not that I had done something and I had decided. So, and for LSM particularly, I think it was how new this course was and what extra benefits I thought I can have from it from a personal growth from a personal growth level is what I think made me choose this program over other calls that I had converted.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Harshada, and um, so my background is also like just like Ishika. I also have done BSc, but I have also done MSc as well because doing an MBA was not my initial plan. But during my during my MSc, I realized that okay, research is not something that I really want to get into. So I explored my options, and then I realized okay, I need to do an MBA. So I gave 1 year to complete CAT preparation, and then I got a call from IMK. I had the PGP call as well, and I had the LSM call as well, and I converted this LSM call. Wanted to join LSM call because it was a very like novel course, and I read about it on the IMK website only, and I realized okay, this is something that is going to develop me overall as a manager, right? See, this might everything look very pretentious, but it's not. It's actually with the like changing environment. I believe it is very important that I am connected with the human aspect of a manager. I can at least understand what my employees are going through. So, and it's not very difficult from the different from the core PGP course also, because we have the same subjects in, if we have certain subject in this term, the other batch, the PGP batch, has the same subject in the other term. So it's not very different course wise. You will get to learn the similar things that the other folks are doing with just different name of the subject. So I believe it is a very good experience that you will get, because you'll be grounded, and in addition to that, you'll continue learning all the major managerial aspects other than that. So yeah.
So what motivated you to choose LSM program and why do you both specifically choose I am Koikod? Like are there any other universities which provide LSM program as well?
Like none of the top B schools in India provide LSM program, but there are similar programs that are available in other colleges abroad. So, like you can have similar courses in UK or USA, but they are not available in India per se. And the most important aspect about this course was that it was very futuristic from what we had been, how we have been perceiving an MBA. So, not like Harshita already mentioned, the courses are very similar, but we have a few additional courses. So, those additional courses, they how they have helped us is in the sense that we have a little more emphasis on the human perspective per se. So we don't have a lot of technicality that they want us to know, because managers don't have to be experts in subjects, they have to handle people. So that is what I think they're preparing us for. And that was something that I wanted to do initially. When I had actually planned, like back before my UG, I had planned to go abroad only for my bachelor's as well as my master's. And when I found a course similar to that in India, I thought, why not give it a try? Plus, I really enjoyed reading about it when I was going through it, and I talked to a lot of alumni. While it's relatively new, they were very helpful in answering a lot of problems that I was having. And I think overall, this course is more holistic than a normal PGP. So, in that context, I think while I might sound a little biased, it is a little better if you in a managerial sense. And I think it'll make me a better manager than it would have if I was in the normal PGP. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to add one thing. Talking to alums or talking to the students who are already studying here, it helps a lot because they can give you clarity. Even I talked to one of my super seniors before coming here because I converted other calls as well. I converted all my cap calls, and I was in waitlist of certain other top B schools also. So I was like torn, where do I like, do I even get admission here? Is it even going to be worth it? But when I talked to my super senior, so he gave me a clarity that this course is actually going to benefit you. So then I decided, okay, yeah, then I should really go with it, and I do not regret it one bit. Like, we have already passed 2 terms, and I think it's going great.
So as you both mentioned that this is very unique course, and in India, major B schools does not providing this course. So what like for aspirants who may not be very familiar with it, so how would you explain LSM program in simple terms for them?
Well, in simple terms, I think it explains for itself that it's liberal studies management. So it's just, in a very simple way, I think you will be a better manager through this course. So, regardless of what you have known or what you can do through your technical skills, this is going to put you in a better position when you work in a company, when you're working in corporate. You will have better understanding of people you're working with, people you're working for. So you will be able to take into consideration all the stakeholders that will be there. So I think that is what I want to say.
Also, there's this one caveat that people might think that this is an HR course. No, it's not. We don't even have HR as a subject. So that is something that I would like to clear up. It's not an HR course. It's proper MBA, like what you do in MBA. It's completely that. Other than that, I think, like Ishka said, it's not too technical, but it's still fairly technical because we still had to study like data analysis, statistical analysis, everything. So in that sense, it's fine. It's not an HR course. Just you might hear it on Reddit, or if any other social media website you surf on. It's not an HR course. Just keep that in mind.
So as we are talking about MBA management program, so how different it is from the traditional MBA?
Well, I think from a traditional MBA, what we have are a few extra courses. So we have social psychology, which other people did not have. So I think for someone, since I'm interested in marketing, and I think in that perspective, it is very important to understand the psychology of the consumer, which PGP does not have. So this was one of the extra subjects that we have. Then we have social transformation in India. So we understand the past and the future, and what we are expecting and how society has transformed. So what it helps us understand is that we'll be always be grounded enough to understand where the other person is coming from. So in that sense, I think it is different. Definitely, like I mentioned, more human focused than technical focused. And the courses are literally the same. We have what we have in first term, they have in second term in PGP, and vice versa. So it's just like we don't have a few subject which I would like to mention. We didn't have I think
FMI.
IS. No, we had.
Information system. Yeah, we had FMI in term two. We do not have information system. That is
Yeah,
basically
we
like
didn't have
HR for
information
engineers.
system.
So we don't have that.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
didn't have optimization and information system. These were the two subjects that we have not done so far. And a lot of people think that this is not related to finance and LSM is far from finance, but a lot of people in our class have very, very good SIPs in finance. So it is not how they think it is. It's definitely, it sounds like it's not finance focused, but it is.
Yeah,
So
it
while
is.
we don't have different courses in different terms, we have them combined, which is worse. So in a way, it gets bad. because what they have in term 1 and term 2 we have combined in term 2 with two terms combined, so we have like fewer hours and more to cover up. So that is one thing I'd like to mention. And in another sense, for placements also, I think it's fairly the same, except for a few companies have certain criteria that they take students from courses that have been there for past 10 years, and this is completed. This will be the seventh year of this will be the seventh batch of the batch that is going to come.
Yeah.
So that is one difference. So a few companies are not going to, they, it's similar with PGP finance as well, but apart from that, it's fairly the same. There are no biases, I'd say.
I just wanted to say, just because we have corporate finance and financial markets as together as a subject, that does not mean that it's going to be very, very difficult. Our professor was really, really nice. Other than that, she mentioned that we have social psychology as a subject and social transformation. Just keep that in mind that these are not purely psychological subjects, because anyway, by the end of the session, they are all interconnected with how the businesses and organizations work and how are you going to apply those learnings in your business. So just don't think that these are liberal subjects or subjects from humanities and they are not going to add any value to you. That's not true. Even in our social psychology class, everything was by the end related to how we are going to apply it wherever we are going to work in our organization, or if you maybe want to uh, open a startup, whatever. So it all makes a business sense. Just
Yeah,
don't
so
think
it
it's a
just
humanity
comes, yeah,
subject.
it
Yeah.
just comes to liberal studies management. So don't forget the
Management.
management.
Yeah.
That
So it
itself
comes
sounds
together.
very hectic though, like comparing to a traditional MBA. So let's talk about the admission process. How did you approach filling the IMCO code LSM application form? Like, what are the key things aspirants should be careful about while filling the form?
I think like since the course itself, once you go through the curriculum of the course, you will realize that there are certain kind of people that they want for this course. So I think that is what you need to showcase, that you want to grow and you care about certain things. You have to be a little more humble and empathetic while writing the answers, and you have to showcase that there is uh, certain innate qualities that you need to have to be a part of this course. So it's not like that you can have a great percentile and you can be very technically good. That is not going to matter. You need to showcase that there's some sort of change that you need to bring in certain workspaces and certain things that you care about, which are human on human level again. So it just comes to that. So I think that is what you need to focus on, and you need to focus on why you need to do this course a lot while writing those answers. Like you need to understand the course first and the curriculum, and then how you can benefit from this and what you can contribute. So and also differentiate it in a way from the normal PGP, that why this course in particular. So I think that will be fine.
Yeah, it's very important that you fill your SOPs very carefully. You need to show why you want to get into this course, and you need to show that I will suggest you to go through whatever information is present on the website. First, I think you should really, really be thorough through that, and according to that, you can obviously you will use ChatGPT and everything, and I think you should draft a message that is genuine. Because if you are going to use AI and just copy it, the professors will know they are very smart here. So I believe do fill your SOP forms very carefully. Do fill all the information very carefully, and I think after you'll get the call, the form filling is the process, and then I think they let you know when the interview and your VAT PI everything the process is there. You'll receive an email from that. So it's just be very thorough, very careful about how are you writing your SOP. That is very important.
Okay, as you rightly mentioned about the GDPI thing, so how was your interview experience for the LSM program?
So it was actually fun because my interview was in Delhi. So first we had the written assessment, and it was a room where first all the documents were checked, and then we had to give the written test. And then we were sent on in a different room where the professors were sitting, and the two professors who took my interview, they actually asked a lot of questions. And now those two professors, they just taught me this term and in the previous term also. So they started with my introduction. One of the professor took my documents and he just looked all through it, and the other one he started asking questions from me. So first it was very basic. He asked me to introduce myself, which I did, and then he asked, since you have completed, I have completed my masters also, right? So he asked me that you have completed your master's. What if you want to deviate further from this career, and then you think that your career is you are not fit for this career, and you might want to switch? And then I told him that so that is not the case. That is a very well thought decision of mine. Then he asked me about all the contemporary things that were happening. So I would suggest each every one of you who got the call from IMK, or any B school for that matter, that be very aware of your surroundings. It is very important to know that whatever is happening in the world right now, just go, please read newspapers, go through the articles. It is very important that you articulate your answers very well and tell the professors that how worthy you are, how well learned you are. So most of my questions were from the current affairs only, because at that time Trump and tariff were a very hotshot thing. So my questions were from that. I was asked about stock market. Interestingly, I was asked about that, and since I have prepared a lot for it, then I was asked about, since it's an LSM program, I was asked about very very different questions that you might not be asked in any other school. So I was asked, how are you going to describe the gender discrimination when it comes to AI? And then I thought about it. Be very cool when you're in the interview room, because the professors are quite, because they know what you are going through, so they give you time to think, so you can take 30 seconds to think about it. And I also gave the answer that this is just an example. So I gave him the answer that um if you ask any agentic AI to generate the image of a CEO, it is very possible that an image of a man is going to be there. So you need to be very articulated in whatever you are going to speak. Please don't speak anything that you do not mean. Please don't speak, and please don't lie. Please don't lie in your interview. That is never going to work. And other than that, I was asked about globalization. I was asked about how it impacts other people, how it impacts different societies, different sections of people. And then I was asked that if I had any questions for them. I did not, and I would advise that don't ask any stupid questions. So rather, just don't ask anything. And so overall, my interview was good, and then I was eagerly waiting for the results. Because I really wanted to get into this LSM program, and I converted other IMs before that, before the results of the announced of this LSM course. So it was a quite dilemma for me where I should go, where I should go. But by the time deadline was approaching, I got the result, and I got the email that I made it into this program. So I just took the admission. So yeah, that was it.
That's really nice. Ishika, would you like to share your interview experience?
Yeah, so for me personally, I thought it was quite chill. While this is not the case of how IMK interviews are supposed to be, but maybe because it was at the very end and it was in April, I suppose, and I was prepared is why I did not think that, because in the initial days I was very panicking during the interviews. So for me, they basically asked me a very basic questions related to biochemistry, since I was from that background, like what is the difference between LND, Levio and Dextro in glucon, and what is the Avogadro number? Very basic questions. And apart from that, as soon as I entered, the first question they asked was, "Where are you coming from? How did you travel?" So I think that lightened the mood a little bit, because they were not trying to understand anything about me. They were just trying to communicate. So it was very conversational. That was very nice. And apart from that, obviously they asked me why this course, what did you do while you were, not studying, what kind of internships did you do, how do you think they're going to help. And they asked me a lot of full forms of. They asked me about SEBI, Sensex. Um, they asked me a logical question as well that I could solve at that point of time. And then, since I solved it very fast, they had to ask me if some alumni had already told me that this question is getting asked, and I said no. I just could think of it. And they asked me what kind of course, like since I was from botany and zoology background, they asked me what kind of companies I can contribute to, because I already have certain kind of knowledge. And they asked me about gave me a numerical from with Avogadro number, obviously YLSM, uh, and I think they were very kind. They were trying to help, also trying to understand certain things. They asked me about a few companies that use pesticides in their product. Uh, they, I yeah, I think I have everything here. Yeah, so we have a very specific thing that I think we forgot to mention about how traditional PGP and LSM is different is that we have a rural and international immersion, which is in the last semester. So pertaining to that, they asked me one very important question, which was like according to them, which was that how will you survive without an AC for 10 days? And I was like, I can. So like so they wanted me to show that it does not matter how you keep me, I'm just gonna stay and it's gonna be fine. Yeah, and they asked me about what I had heard from other alumni about the course, about the college, and they asked me about my college in Bangalore. It was I think a 20-minute thing, but it was very uh, conversational. I didn't feel at all that they were trying to put little pressure on me, while this has been a case with a lot of other classmates that we had. So it fairly depends on the panel. And yeah, I think that was it. They asked me about rare elements. So they did try to check up with my background, uh, but I think it was fairly easy, so that was not an issue. So this course at the end, the last call, and I had converted other colleges, and I had paid fees also in some other college because I was not sure if this is gonna come or not. But then it happened at the end, and it was it was a fair, like it was an obvious choice for me because I already knew what I wanted to do and how where I wanted to go about. So yeah, I think just like Harshita, I was also like waiting, yeah, will I get this call or not? So yeah, I did convert it. And also just mentioning that this year the waitlist movement was a little more than last year because I have a friend who converted waitlist number 46, which has not happened in the past. So I think anybody who is going to, give this year will have a chance better than previous years. So.
That's really nice. You had a very good interview experience, though, both of you. So, in your opinions, like, what does the interview panel look for in an LSM's candidate?
I believe you should be really humble. First and foremost thing, you should not be pretentious. You should not pretend in front of the professors what you are not. That is there is a thin line between confident and overconfident. You should be confident in your abilities. You should be very confident in whatever undergraduate subjects you had. Uh, just prepare them thoroughly. And if you don't know any answer, like it's not possible for everybody to know everything, right? So just be truthful. You say that okay, you don't know the answer to this particular question. In my interview, I actually said I don't know for like 3 times, and then I also said, "Sir, sorry, I don't know the answer to this question." And this professor, his name is Irfanullah Faruqi. He is a very very nice professor, and he was like, "Don't say sorry for such things. It's okay." So the professors are like really nice. They will make you comfortable. They can grill you also, so it, it depends completely on their mood, but just be truthful. If you don't know the answer to a question, just don't drag, just don't say anything just for the sake of saying anything. Be grounded, know your values, uh and yeah, just I think just be truthful, be confident. That is what I will say.
I mean, adding on to what Harshita said, I think it's very important. What they want to check mostly is that if you are not able to answer a certain question, is that putting you off your game? So it is very important that if you don't know something, just acknowledge it and move on. So they want to understand how fast you get over from that position. Okay, because what happens a lot of time, like she mentioned that she could not answer 3 questions and she had to say don't know. So after the first question itself, I think a lot of people go off their game and they're like, okay, I'm not able to answer and this is not going to turn into my favor. And that is where things go
Yeah, they
off.
catch you then. Yeah.
Yeah, they catch you then, and then the grilling starts. I think mostly it's after that I think the grilling starts. So if you don't know, just accept that you don't know, and it's not like the end of the world that you don't know something.
Yeah.
And I think they're fairly okay about it. For me also, I think I could not answer something, and they tried to help me. So they tried to give me an input to understand if I could answer it, and if I did, I just didn't know. So I just said I can't recall at the moment, and it was okay. So for the next question, whatever they're going to ask, you have to be confident that yeah, okay, I know this, and if you don't know it, just be okay. So it should not go that they have asked you something and after that they have asking you a fairly easy HR question and you are not able to answer it properly. So just maintaining that confidence is important throughout the interview. You need to believe that yeah, you are able, you know this thing, and if you don't know this thing, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. So they see that, because MBA is all about pressure, and if you can't handle a simple question, not knowing a simple question, you can't handle that pressure. I think that is what is a turn off for them. I think
Yeah.
that's it.
And technical questions aside, you should be very thorough through HR questions, because that is something that you don't have to learn from anywhere. You just no, not learn from anywhere. I mean, this is not something that they will never ask. If you are not an engineer, they will never ask you integration. That
They
is
did ask
yeah,
someone.
integration they can ask. They will never
They can
ask you
ask, but if
anything.
you're not going to know, it's not going to matter that much.
Yeah, exactly. They
True.
will never
Not
going to ask
expect.
you. Exactly. But you should be very thorough through HR questions, like for example, tell me about yourself. Very important question. What are your future aspirations? Very important. Strength and weakness, very important. And make sure that you give examples from your real life also. Like what are your strengths and weaknesses? So prepare all these questions so that you don't fumble in these questions. That is something very basic. If you don't know something from your undergraduate, you don't know something from your education, that is a different story. But at least you should know these questions. So don't fumble here.
Yeah, very
That's
important,
really
because
neat.
this is like a make and break, because once you are not
Yeah.
able to answer very basic stuff about yourself, I think they just feel that you're not good enough or fit for an MBA, because
Yeah.
these questions will be asked again in your SIP. So it's a cycle. So you need to be
So
prepared.
once you joined the program, so how would you describe the academic rigor per se? As you mentioned in first term, you learned about what MBA students read in second term. So you study all that in first term itself. So how is the rigor in LSM?
Uh, well, I
I
think,
think it's pretty rigorous. Yeah, it is rigorous.
yeah. So unlike her, I have realized that I didn't feel that much rigor like other students. But I feel it's not that hard. It's not like something you can't do, or
Yeah.
something that is going to break you, and it's not going to be that bad. Something that you can easily do, you can easily work on. It's just you have to, there are a lot of deadlines, so you just need to you need to focus on that and be on your toes at all times. That is there, but it's not gonna give you a mental fatigue, is what I'd say. It's not that rigorous. I think it's similar with PGP as well. You have assignments, you have case competitions going on, you have SIP preparations going on, and there are a lot of quizzes that are going. So for us, we have quizzes every Thursday, so it's like a thing in K. Uh, so that is also going to happen, and just be prepared. I don't think so. It's that bad. Personally, yeah, I think okay, it's rigorous, but it's not that bad that you can't handle it.
What I mean by rigorous is that you will have to you will have to work hard. See, you cannot sit idle and then believe that okay, things are going to work out. That is not going to happen. Deadlines are sacrosanct. That is what K believes in. There are so many tough deadlines. Like sometimes you will get an email at 12 p.m. Okay, that you have a quiz at 3 p.m. So be ready for that. That those things will happen. Be attentive in class at least. Study hard and work hard. Yeah, it is not something that will make you realize that MBA is not made for me. That will never happen, because they will teach you everything from scratch, because they take students from very different domains. So that is not something that you will realize that okay, I should have known something, then it would have given me leverage. No, we have economic honors in our class, students, and they also pretty much struggle whenever there is a difficult topic in micro or macroeconomics. So just because you are from a different domain, that does not mean that you are going to struggle academically here. See, you have cleared CAT already, so you have that level of understanding and that level of intelligence. You will not feel that you are lagging behind. It's just that it's competitive. Sometimes it gets competitive, but I will say just study, have fun, because you love it. You will just love it.
So, as we're talking about the program, so how like they actually integrate liberal studies with management? Like, what are the initiatives they took, and how they made people understand that liberal part in the management curriculum?
Oh, so like I think we already discussed throughout that there were certain courses that we have, and they integrate how we can use that in the management aspect. So for like social psychology, we had history of management as well, to understand where we come from and how we have evolved so far in this perspective. So these courses, whatever is there, we will learn about it. we have similar courses to PGP also, like organizational behavior. We have business communication, which are common for us and them, and like for psychology, sociology, and everything. They just tell us how, in a business perspective, these can get used. What values we can learn from their history. What how psychology can be used in understanding and being a better, like how to become a better manager in a way. So they bring it together, and at the end, they just make it management oriented only. It's not like we are studying a subject and it's not going to make sense. It will somehow, like in this semester we have critical reading and writing, which is very unlike any MBA course. But I think how that is going to help us is that we have a dissertation, so we have to submit that at the end after the ruler and international immersion. So that is going to help us in that perspective. So I think they have connected it very well in understanding what and when we can require certain knowledge, and they have been delivering it quite well. So I don't think so that in any way liberal studies is pushing us down. It's giving us an upper hand.
Also, the professors here are very helpful. I still remember the first day that we came here, our chairperson of LSM, she addressed us. She is a really sweet professor. She addressed us and she took our whatever confusion we had, whatever questions we had, she answered them very calmly. And you will, well, once you get here, you will ultimately believe that, okay, this is my place and I do belong here. So just prepare well, and IMK is ready to welcome you, I think.
It's really nice. So, we are talking about diversity now. So, how diverse is the peer group in LSM program? Are there students from different backgrounds? As you rightly mentioned, you both are from some non-tech backgrounds and coming to LSM program, studying something different. So, how diverse is the peer group there?
I
Oh,
think
we
it's
are
very nice.
diverse.
Yeah, we are. So we have doctors. We have, since we are from biology background, we have couple of more people from that. We have couple engineers, just a couple, and we have people
That is
from
literally a
fashion and
couple. We only
technology.
have two engineers.
Yeah, have, unlike other courses which have a lot of, which are very engineer heavy. So we have just a few engineers. We have people from fashion and technology. We have philosophers. We have psychologists. We have economics, BBA, BCom graduates. So I think it's fairly diverse. We have a lot of people from from different background, and they are fit in quite well. So I don't think so that coming from a certain background is working against them or whatever. I think it's quite nice, and it fits well also in this program because we also get very different perspectives. So I think it's helping us grow as we are studying here.
Also, most of the people don't have work ex here. So, if you don't have work ex, that is not a problem. There are very many students that don't have a work ex here. If you are from a different background, does not matter. Like Ishika mentioned, we have doctors, engineers, fashion designers. We have a whole lot of everybody, and everybody just comes together, studies together, and I think it's a very nice thing to have.
It's really nice. Now coming to the campus part, as we are talking about it. So, how is the campus life at IIM Kozhikode for LSM students?
I think campus life is same for everybody.
Same.
It's like for the first time you will realize that there are no nights. Everybody is awake at 4 or 5. Now it's relatively chill. I think people are sleeping whenever they are getting the time. But in the first term, you will realize that okay, you can be awake at 5 and people will be there, and you will be there at 3 a.m. at night and people will still be there. So it's at all times people are going to be around, in and around you, because there were a lot of deadlines that we need to work on. Apart from that, I think the campus is pretty. Everybody who comes here is like, okay, you live in a resort, which is in a way true. And the life here is good. I think everybody is supportive. The staff that actually works on ground, they are very nice. Like, it was like a cultural shock for me that how can everybody be nice. So I think Kerala people in that way are very sweet, and people are very cooperative. You just need to give like a call that okay, this is wrong, and after max 30 minutes, I think they'll come to fix it. So in that way also it's very good. There are a lot of opportunities that come on campus, in case competition sense, or in like in placements, and that everybody already knows. So there are a lot of opportunities that we have, a lot of workshops that we have, a lot of speakers, and so overall it's very holistic. So there's something for everybody, I think. So it's not like you'll get bored here. Once you find your thing, I think you're good to go. So it'll make you happy.
Also, be ready for 8 months long rains. You can never go anywhere without your umbrella. It's going to rain a lot, a lot. It's going to rain a lot.
Is it my network or is it hers?
You sit
I
together.
think.
You sit together with your friends. And and everybody is in the same mood, working on the same assignments and then talking, having midnight snacks at like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. It's very wholesome sitting with your friends working on that in a very beautiful resort like campus. It's very good. It's very nice.
So as you both are talking about opportunities here, so like one common concern which I see in aspirants is like about career outcomes. So what kind of career paths do LSM students typically explore?
Well, like Harshita already mentioned, it's not an HR course. We don't have HR opportunities. In fact, we don't have a lot of HR opportunities in the whole campus itself. We have very few companies that come for HR roles. Apart from that, we have people who got through in finance, operations, in marketing, gen man role. So I think it's fairly vast, and you can get into all kinds of opportunities. There are, like I mentioned, there are few companies that have certain rules about tenure plus criteria that they have. But for the roles, there is absolutely no demarcation that you need to be certain, you need to be a certain course. If you are good enough, you will get.
Yeah, it's basically a thing of umbrella placement. You can just pursue any role you want. Just be prepared during your placement process, and I think you are going to be just fine. There is no demarcation like you are from LSM, so you will go in this particular role only. That is not the case. It's only there are the thing that, like Ishika mentioned also, that there are some companies that do follow the criteria that the particular course should be 10 years old. That is the only thing. Other than that, there are still very, very many companies who will take you from LSM, who do not differentiate you from like other students. For them, you are a student of IIMK. That is how the companies see you. So don't worry about it. Just prepare well, have fun. Yeah.
So how does this like how does IM Coicode support students in terms of internships and projects and career guidance?
I think they have a very good network because we have like people who check our CVs first, and then there are several rounds, and we first, I think it starts with Conquest. So there's a portal that where you need to make your CVs, and then there are several lines of checking that they go through. That okay, this point you need to have a proof of everything that you write. For example, I need to have a proof of where I was born and why if I'm mentioning that in my CV. So it's that rigorous. But apart from that, I think they help you throughout. There's several rounds, there's 6 rounds. Like first you need to show it to a mentor, and then you can show it to a senior, and then a member from Conquest, and then a member from Placecom. So this happens twice. So there are
Twice.
6 levels that you go through, and everybody gives you very good advice. Like they will match you with someone who has similar background and can actually help you. So they work hard a lot to actually put you there. And then they bring in companies, they shortlist you also in certain ways, and they bring in a lot of companies with a lot of different backgrounds and different roles that they're looking for, so that there's something for everyone. While in SIPs, it happens a lot that you don't get what you want because the process are relatively random, because okay, you applied today for something and you got it, so now you can't sit for something that you probably wanted, and the company is going to come relatively at the end or might not come at all. So you have to be a little more okay with
Open
whatever
about it.
is
Yeah.
it, and but they will help you throughout. They will be there for the processes. There are mock interviews, mock GDs that seniors take. There are certain committees that are responsible for only this, for only helping you apply. So they are on their toes during the placement process. So you will get 100% from their side, and you have to give your 100% definitely to actually make it.
So
They
what
help you at every step. Yeah. Yeah, please continue. Yeah.
that's it. So it's like that's really nice though. So what kind of students do you think is the right fit for IM Coicode LSM program?
I think we mentioned it should be someone who is humble, someone more empathetic, because in all our courses that we mentioned, empathy is the key that they want. And they try to understand what kind of a leader you will be. So if you can showcase that you are a good leader and not a good manager alone, I think that is what LSM is looking at. Because they can make a good manager out of someone who is more technical also, but a good leader, not necessarily. So I think that is a little thing that they are focusing more on, more towards. So just try in your interviews, try to be more humble in what VAT you're also doing. Just be more analytical as well while you're writing VAT, and also have a human perspective of everything that you're going to say, any opinion that you're going to give for any questions that they ask related to current affairs or whatever. So you need to showcase that, yeah, you care about people a lot. So it's like the bottom line, that people, planet, and profit. So I think that focus is fairly more for our course. And they mention it also that we have similar courses, but we expect more from you in this perspective. So I think that will be enough.
And again, we are told that never give baseless opinions. Always fact check your things. Never give baseless opinions. If you believe in something, just make the other person understand why you believe in something. I think that is something that they look for. Just don't bluff. Don't spread lies. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to professors, and I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, and like she mentioned, in the very first week, we were told that we have to be very critical, and like we don't have to be very critical, we have to be open about other people's opinions as well. So
Yes.
they help you, they make you sit with other people's opinions, even if you're not okay with it. So you
Hmm.
have to accept, you have to understand where the other person is coming from. And while it gets very uncomfortable for a lot of people, you have no choice. So they'll make you, very holistic in the sense that now you know that once you are going to be in a workplace, there are going to be a lot of people who you don't, whose opinions are very different from yours, and you need to understand and come to a consensus. So they make it very, difficult for you, but it is going to help you at the very end.
Yeah, you don't have to change the word. Just be open to what other people are saying.
Yeah.
Just come to a common ground, and yeah, just don't cause any conflict unnecessarily. I think that is what they have taught us.
So what advice like could you give to aspirants who are interested in LSM but unsure about choosing it? Any one advice for the aspirants?
I think once what is important is, if you wanna be if you're interested in something, okay, I only care about placements and I don't care about what is going on, then you can choose any college that is going to give you a good placement. If you actually want to learn and you want to lead somewhere, I think that is where you can choose this course. While I'm not saying that the normal PGP is not going to get you there, but this course is going to give you an extra perspective that I think is required from the world that we are in right now. Because now we have AI, and AI cannot only replace this one thing, which is the human aspect of understanding of emotions, of empathy. So I think if if you are someone who wants to focus on that, then definitely go ahead with this course and don't think twice. If you have better calls, you think that is going to put you out somewhere, you can always go ahead with that. But if you have this course and you have the opportunity, definitely take it.
Yeah, just I will just add to what Ishika said because she pretty much summed up everything. We cannot compel you to join this course. You join this course only if you really want to join this course because we do not want you to regret later just because like you did do your own research, talk to people. I think we have covered very many points. Other than that, I think it is very important to be a good leader in coming times, and I think this course is really going to help you a lot in becoming that. If you just want a good placement, you can just go into any college, like Ishika said. But I think for uh, a holistic thing that you'll get here. So for that, you can definitely join this. I would really advise you to join this. Your seniors will help you out. We are all a one family. As everybody is really nice from like your seniors, the workers, the staff members, non-teaching staff, teaching staff. Everybody is very supportive over here, regardless of whatever you are in LSM or finance or in core PGP, does not matter. So yeah, do join this course, do your research, and if your heart tells, just go for it.
Yeah, I think it's very important to do your own research, because no matter what
Yeah.
anybody else says, there are certain courses that you might not enjoy.
Mhm.
Were a certain courses like that I didn't enjoy. but I knew that there was a certain importance that this course had. So we had to sit through those as well. And this will happen in every course that you take. And it's very important to understand that they are trying to give us an upper hand because we have a ruler immersion, which will be working with people from with the government and trying to bring the change. We have international immersion where we in a different country. So I think they are trying to give us a broader and a narrower perspective. They are trying to get us to understand everything. So I think they have done fairly well job in
Yeah.
making this course and how they have how the curriculum is. So if you like the curriculum once you have gone through everything, and if you still feel that yeah, this is something I want to do, definitely go ahead with it. You will not regret it.
So as we have come to the end, to wrap up, if you had to summarize your journey in IM Koikod as an LSM student, what would be that one line or that one series that you would like to represent your journey with?
Well, I'll say that it was fun. It was a little tiring. It made me rethink a lot of things, and it has made me a better person. So I have grown. I have a better understanding of a lot of things, and I have a better understanding of what other people are going through and where they are coming from, like we mentioned. And like, it used to be like, why is someone like this? Why are they
Yeah.
doing this? Why are they saying this? But now you have you can understand from their perspective as well. So it has literally broadened my perspective in in a variety of ways, and I am grateful for that. And we have another year to go, so I am expecting a lot more.
I can't remember who said this line. I will just reiterate. It's a privilege that you get tired from working for what you love. Like it is really a privilege. You will love it. You will love getting tired. You will love the sleepless night because everything will be worth it. And yeah, this would be my line because you will enjoy it. You will love it. You will hate it. There will be nights that will be very tough. You will feel like, okay, this is difficult, but then the other day will come and you'll be like, okay, I can handle this. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to
So
be
you'll
very good.
exactly you'll understand what's the worst that can happen, and then there's something even worse. So you'll understand, okay, yeah, I can handle things. And at one point of time, you will be like, okay, it's fine. After I think for the first month, you will be able to handle most of the things. So it's
Yeah,
gonna hurt very less. So you'll be prepared for literally the worst kind of workplaces and as bad as it can get. You will be like, okay, yeah, I can get through anything now.
yeah,
And that is, I think that an MBA teaches everybody. So definitely worth doing an MBA.
yeah. You will
Thank
be
you.
resilient as hell. It is going to be very, very nice.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all sharing such honest and detailed insight, plus all the candid answers that you have given to all the aspirants who are preparing for our LSM program. So I hope to everyone who's going to watch this video, we hope this session help you understand what LSM program at IIM Kozhikode really looks like and whether it aligns with your goals or not. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for your more such student-led conversations. Thank you all and all the best.
Bye bye. All the best.
Bye bye. Thank you.